Hi Year 7, so today we are looking at more area formulas. So yesterday we were looking at rectangle areas, length times width, and now we are looking at triangles, parallelogram. Well, the area of a triangle is very similar to the area of a rectangle, because if we drew a rectangle and cut it in half diagonally, we have two triangles. So if I were to multiply this length by this width, I would get the area of the whole rectangle, and if I half it, I would get area of one of these two triangles. And that's basically what the area of a triangle formula is. Half the base times the height, related from because it's half a rectangle. So there's one slight difference. It's the perpendicular height. So it has to be the straight up line height. So if I have a base here, and I have a height, well, I need this distance, the straight up height, not one of these slant heights. I got to work off the straight up perpendicular height. Perpendicular because it makes right angles here at the base. Okay, so the formula is the area of a triangle is half the base and then multiply it by the height. Now we call it the perpendicular height. Perpendicular height, so straight up height. So you can imagine that you are getting half this base, so the distance from here to here, I'm multiplying it by the height. And that'll give you the area. So if you kind of look at it, you're actually getting the area of this rectangle, the one in blue. This rectangle, which of course is this triangle and this triangle put together, and that's how it works. But all you need to remember is half the base times the perpendicular height will give you the area of a triangle, any triangle. So remember just that straight up height. The area of a parallelogram is linked. You've got to use that straight up height again. Can't use these slanted heights. You got to get the perpendicular height. So this has to be at right angles. This height, doesn't matter how slanted it is. And it is once again the base, this time just times that perpendicular height. So the area of a parallelogram equals the base times the straight up height, perpendicular height. I'm going to call it perp for short. So this multiplied by that height. Okay? So do we need to half that? No, because it's not a triangle. Triangle would be half. So you can see that this is more related to a rectangle. It doesn't need to be halved. So it's just a multiplication for any of these. You just have to recognize which one is the perpendicular height and which one are the slant heights, which are to be ignored. Of course, you can rotate these shapes, so that might be where the trickier ones would be. You might need to turn your head to see which is the base and then multiply it by a height. Okay, so that is areas of triangles and areas of parallelograms. If there's any questions with that, you can drop me an email and I'll try to help you out. So it's going to be my iMaths tasks, 3 of them. Get on those. Also, you need to have finished your perimeter of hopefully a room in your house, or maybe the garden in your house, or maybe a whole floor of your house, the perimeter of that, adding up all the outside bits. So maybe it's just a rectangle, so that would be easy, or maybe a more difficult shape. Maybe there's some corners cut out and you have to measure some extra stuff. If you did blue, hopefully you have an area, and hopefully you've discussed some accuracy. The next lesson we're going to talk a little bit about accuracy and how that affects geometry and measurements in the real world. Okay, so today, once you've watched this video, get onto your 3 My iMaths tasks. That'll be due for Friday. I'll be checking all that on Friday, as well as your work from the other day, yesterday, on the perimeter of a room in your house. Okay, let me know if you have any problems. Best of luck.